Gamers, welcome to the Friday night live stream and the official race number 2 of the Xfinity B class car here at tomorrow's Racing League, brought to you by Team Fitz Gaming. We hope you had a good week. Get ready, sit back. Gonna have a great night of side-by-side action. Brought to you right here on Team Fitz Gaming. While you're getting ready and getting settled in front of the action-packed night here, make sure you give us a like, subscribe, comment down below. And all new Hive subscribers this week, I want to thank you all for subscribing, watching, getting those view counts, thumbs ups, all the comments. It's been great seeing all the love. And we got to thank Tomorrow's Racing League for giving us the opportunity to broadcast some phenomenal racing so far this week. Again, race number 2 in the Xfinity B Cup car here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 125 laps around this 1.5 mile oval Charlotte Motor Speedway. With 8 minutes left in warm-up before qualifying. Talk about this young man right here. Top of the board. Somehow every night. He's a topic of discussion every night of the week. We've been running fastest lap time in practice right now of 30.642. Mr. Sheldon Atkins in the number 42 machine. Had a pretty eventful evening last night here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the practice race. After it was all said and done, then came home with a top 5 finish. Let's see who's running P2 right now in practice. Who's in the pits? David Williams with a 30.697. Got wrecked out early. Hope to see him run a solid race tonight and see how that turns out. Looking at last night's winner here. So far, P4 in practice. Seth Noel came out of nowhere the last 5 laps Charlotte Motor Speedway last night after with 10 laps to go, caution came out. And Seth stunned the field after he finally started riding the top side here at Charlotte. Running P6 right now in practice, Frank Orsini. Be interested to see how well he does tonight. Another guy we've been talking to several times, and actually talked to him during caution last night, Tyler Zimmerman at number 18 machine as he gets in the wall on the backstretch or the tri-oval there. Thankfully, we're just in warm-up and started the number 11 machine tonight. He put on a pretty good show for us last night. And as I said, guys, this group of drivers has put on some serious racing this week, all leading up to tonight's event. 125 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway during the day. It's going to be hot, slick, slippery. It's going to be a lot of fun. Practice got another 5 minutes to go. We're going to take a quick break. Let the action play out. And we'll be back once we get qualifying crunk up. Here only at Team Fitz Gaming. as we get this practice under just about completed here, less than about a minute and a half or so left. Let's talk to gentleman who's currently P4 and, or I'm sorry, P1 in practice and looks to put on a decent show tonight if qualifying pans out. Sheldon, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
So hey, bud. So far, it looks like with about a minute to go left in practice, you're going to close it out at P1. Pretty blistering lap tonight. 30.642 on the boards. How's the car feel?
Well, the car's kind of been all over the place tonight. When we fired them up, they were really like knife edge loose. It's just trying to find a balance. It's been changing a lot through practice. It's a little smoother now. I'm assuming at the end of the race it's either going to be looser than imaginable or tighter than anything. So
I gotcha.
Don't know what it's going to do, but hopefully we can get the Star Wars Sumerian Records Chevy in to pole and hopefully victory lane at the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think you got something to... do you have a qualifying car, a long run car? What do you think you got?
I think I got a little bit of both. Because I haven't done a whole lot with the long runs, but we just did a little bit of a practice pit party right before practice closed out and felt like I had a really good long run car. I just got a little too eager on the throttle, but that's what practice is for.
I gotcha. All right, Sheldon, well, listen, good luck out there. If any indication of what practice is looking like, we'll probably be talking to you here a little bit later.
Yeah, well, hopefully I don't miss my box again tonight.
Thanks, Sheldon. So as Sheldon made out with last night, or as he said, he had some difficulties getting down into pit road last night, especially towards the end of the race. So it'll be quite interesting to see how he turns that around tonight. So as qualifying gets underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we're going to follow the man, see what kind of qualifying lap he puts down for us. Gets wound up through turn one. Again, so if you can turn that P1 speed in practice into something productive here. Gets wound up coming down the backstretch. 169, almost 170 into the corners. Turn 3 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. First lap under time. All the way to the bottom now. All the way through turn 2, winding up back on the backstretch. Keeping it pinned down there on the bottom. 42. As the rear end steps out on him just a little bit there, getting into 3. Sheldon's been known to put it in places where not normally people would. Only because last night he caught himself in a couple different cautions. Still managed to squeak by with the top 5. If he keeps patient tonight, he'll certainly have something, a nice result to show from it tonight. Last lap of 35.91. He winds it down into turn 3. See what the time is across the line here. This is his last qualifying lap. Boy, Sheldon was right. He did have a good balance in his car. That last lap of 35.91, good enough for P2. Looking right now on the man who's sitting on the pole with a 34.73, with just 2 minutes to go here, just over 2 minutes in race number 2 qualifying, Nicholas Lavelle. Nicholas last night had a really strong car in the practice race. I expect him to live up to maintain that strong car tonight. He rode the front pretty hard. Got caught up in a he got caught up in a bad pit cycle. Came back to the front several times, but just wasn't able to completely close it out. waiting on a couple drivers to qualify. With just 2 minutes to go, David Williams, John Long. Looks like they're getting ready to take time now. Looks like David's going to sit on the end of pit road here and not take time. Well on the track, Ryan Brady. Looks like he's going to be qualifying. So far right now, P12 with a 31.644. Looks like he's going out for his second time lap. John Long with a time on the board of 30.935. His qualifying starts to get wound down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with less than a minute to go. Second time lap, not much better. Or was a little bit better. Yeah, not much better there. Still good for P12 for Ryan Brady. Looks like David Williams is going to hang on the back tonight. There's the man who's going to start P8 tonight. John Long with a 30.935. Gonna wrap it up here for... Let's see if... Who snuck out on us here? Oh, okay. Looks like Ryan Brady actually was running a couple practice laps here in qualifying as we get ready to grid him up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 125 tomorrow's Racing League at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Getting ready to take the grid here. Again, guys, some of the most exciting racing I've seen in a long time here the last couple nights with this group, and I don't expect this race will be any different. Can't wait to see what they turn this race into. I will say, if you would like to join these fine racers in the league, would like to show up at the Team Fitz Racing broadcast, make sure you go to iRacing.com and in the leagues directory, search for tomorrow's Racing League. That will get you set up. You can also, any of the names that you see here tonight, find them either in the forums or in the member directory, and they get you set up. And then, of course, if you just like watching the action, you can make sure to subscribe and make sure you click that notification bell right here for tomorrow's race, or for Team Fitz Racing and the YouTube channel, Team Fitz Gaming. And follow us on Twitter at Team Fitz Gaming as well, FITTS. "13 cars gridded up, and they're rolling for pace laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's walk through the field here to get ready to go green. As we talked about, Nicholas Lavelle, P1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, along with Sheldon Atkins starting on the outside row. Ryan Worley in that number 1 machine, followed by Tyler Zimmerman. Jorge Garcia starting P5, Seth Noel P6. Get ready to go green here. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. too wide. All the way back through the field there. Coming out of turn 2. Looks like a clean start. Still too wide coming down the backstretch as the leaders get single file. 1, 2. 03 Machine and Nicholas Lavelle. 42 Sheldon Atkins. Somebody got up a little high there. Looks like Seth was struggling just a little bit, getting out of turn 4 from lap 1 here in the books at Charlotte Motor Speedway of 125. Still too wide coming down the backstretch as looks like we got somebody on the infield or somebody down low. Maybe got pushed down there as everybody was trying to sort it out. As we come up to the leaders here, it was 1, 2, single file, just 0.3 of a second gap back to Sheldon Atkins in that P2 position. Ryan Worley, who last night had a little bit of a flash, got caught up in a late race caution, currently running P3 right now. Look at this racing back here. Pretty tight bunch as they're too wide. Seth Noel, last night's winner, up on the high side. I'll tell you what, that will not be the last time you catch him up there. As he, whoa, slicing and dicing on the tri-oval there. As I was going to say, as he takes the inside look here in turn 1, that will not be the last time you see that man up there on the top high side, as that's what he's made work several times last night. Most of the race cars, most of our drivers here are kind of settled in a little bit. Tyler Zimmerman looks like to have passed Ryan Worley there while we were going through the field for P3. Looks like Ryan's actually going to be fighting for position here in just a minute with George Garcia. George being about 0.2 faster that last lap. Let's ride on board with George. See, take a look inside this car. Looks like we had a caution here. Looks like we had a wreck on the track. Not quite sure what happened there. I do apologize about that miss. Like to have caught that. See if we can take a look and see what happened. Forgive that poor graphic, guys. Let's take a look and see if we can find out what occurred back here. Looks like a Tyler Zimmerman machine. Going down into turn 1. It already had happened since then, so I'm not quite sure what happened in front of the field. Certainly missed that. Not quite sure what happened there. So the next question becomes, as Nick had last night in that number 3 machine, he came down 4 tires and fuel, got shuffled back to the back, never was able to make it all the way quite back to the front of the field for that race win last night. Does he pit again tonight? Lap 7 here of 125. So this may be where our caution came from. Sheldon Atkins in that 42 machine now back to P7. See if we could take a look and find out what happened. See if this wreck was due to the 42 here struggling. No? Not quite sure what happened there. As we're under caution, with just 8 laps completed here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Yeah, it looks like it happened up even in front of Sheldon. Not quite sure what happened there. Looks like a couple guys pit. Everybody from 3rd place on back decided to take tire, 4th place on back decided to take tires and fuel. So that's going to leave Nick Lavelle, Frank Orsini, Seth Noel, Jacob Walker. Actually, no, Seth Noel did take a pit stop, so it's going to leave Jacob, Frank, and Nick here. It's a little fake action trying to get down pit road. That's going to leave them out on older tires, as the rest of the field took 4. There we go, as we got restarted here on lap 9 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right, sorry about the technical difficulties here, folks. A one-man ship. Whoa, Nick gets loose there coming out of turn 2. And look who's up at the front. Seth Noel, last night's winner of a 60-lap sprint here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I won't say he moved Frank, or Nick, I'm sorry. But I will say they were pretty close there coming out of 2. Still too wide as we get back to P4. Jacob Walker, David Mangum, sorry. And Tyler Zimmerman all fighting for position in the crash right here on the backstretch. The 11 car. Wow, several people in that Carter Knapp. Looks like David Williams is going to get stopped right before the accident there. So many cars. Speaking of David Mangum, involved in that, John Long. Wow. Pretty big accident there on the backstretch. 11 laps in this 125 event. Let's take a look at our leader, Seth Noel, running P1 right now. Just pacing the field. Frank Orsini making his way up to P2 as we're under caution. Nick Lavelle has settled in P3 after leading the first 10 laps of this race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jacob Walker, welcome to the top 5. Putting on a strong performance. George Garcia rounding out your top 5. Drivers get ready to go down pit road. Riding with some of our drivers here as they get ready to enter the pit boxes. As we watch the race off of pit road. Nick Lavelle winning the pole, gets the credit of that P1 pit box. See if he can turn it into a result here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Seth got out front first. Let's see who's going to pick up 2 here. There we go. Goes George off of pit road. Seth Noel there taking tires. On that last pit stop. So we get cycled around here. I don't believe David Williams pit that time. No, he did not actually. It looks like he'll cycle around to P2. Lap 13 coming up right here. Under caution. You're watching the 125 Friday Night Dash. And race number 2 of the season for the Xfinity cars here at tomorrow's Racing League. If you want to get involved with this great group of drivers, side-by-side racing on a weekly basis, head to iRacing.com. Check out the league directory. Do a search for tomorrow's Racing League. Make sure you give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever you like to do on social media. But for us right here at Team Fitz Gaming, follow us on Twitter as well, please. At Team Fitz Gaming, it's FITTS Gaming. There we go, that's what I thought. David Williams. Looks like he got the lucky dogs headed around the field. Let's see if we can talk to our leader who's running P1 right now. John, you got a copy?
What's going on, man?
Hey, buddy. So, looks like you're going to come out of this P1. How do you feel?
Just trying to get a lap in.
Trying to get a lap in. Looks like you're heading to pit road now. We won't bother you too much. Do you think you got a car that can get back up to the front tonight?
We'll see.
All right, John. Appreciate it.
Save it. Yeah.
John heads down pit road there. Looks like he's going to put 4 fresh tires on it. Puts Seth back in the lead as they get doubled up here, getting ready for this restart. With just 14 laps coming up on lap 15 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As the cars are doubled up, getting ready to go back green, here the pace car will dip down back onto pit road. And we are green on lap 15 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Seth Newell out to a commanding start again. Pulling away from Nick and Frank. And P2, P3 still fighting side by side for P2. Another man on a mission. If he can be just a little patient, he's going to go a long way tonight. Sheldon Atkins fighting for P3. No stranger to the top 5. Just on the inside door there of on the inside door there of Frank Orsini. It looks like he's going to complete that pass coming out of turn 2. Taking a look back through the field here. George Garcia, Jacob Walker fighting it out. Still side-by-side action coming across the stripe. As they come into picture here. 2 by 2 for 5th on back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Man involved in that caution a little bit ago. Tyler Zimmerman in the 11 car working his way back up, now P7. With several of those guys involved in that accident, not too far behind our top 5. Still 2 by 2. It's Jacob Walker attempts to pull the pass on Jorge. George Garcia coming out of turn 2 gets it completed. Looks like Tyler's going to make his way on the top side, take advantage of that hole. Mason Mangum, him and Tyler hanging out here. P7, again involved in that earlier caution here on lap 7. Looks like we had a fight for the lead that we missed there. Sheldon Atkins completed the pass on Seth Noel for the top spot. Sheldon starts to pull away from the field now. 0.6 of a second faster than P2, or 0.6 of a gap between Sheldon and Nick Lavelle. Sheldon throwing down a 31.164 to Nick Lavelle's 31.435. A blistering pace tonight as he continues to pull away from the field. 0.6 of a gap that last lap. Let's take a look at the Seth Noel, who looks like he's gotten away from his top side line a little bit. Maybe maybe he's saving that for later in the race. Doing a fairly decent job, hanging in there, running leader lap times actually. It's right on board with our P2 position. There we go. As he tries to run down the leader here on lap 22, closing in on Sheldon. That time the gap closing in to 0.5 of a second. Coming out of turn 4 there into the tri-oval. Another very quick lap, 31.300 to Sheldon's 31.335. That gap steadily closing now. Down another 10th. And not to be too sleeping here, not to be caught sleeping rather. Seth Noel still riding that bottom lane. A little different than what he did last night to pull off that win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This great group of guys back here fighting for some positions still not quite got settled in. Wow, I think, did George get into the wall there? Almost certain he did. Jacob Walker, Tyler Zimmerman fighting out for that P4. Welcome to the top 5 again, Tyler. Staying on the inside of Jacob Walker as Jacob completes the pass and they get single file going down the backstretch. Another young man we need to welcome to the back to the top 5. Actually, top 6. Not quite there yet, but super close. As George Garcia gives him a run on the outside. Mason Mangum. Hanging tough there after that first, early race caution. Putting down some stellar laps. Looks like we've had a change in the leader here, but no stranger to that top spot as Sheldon gives him another nudge coming out of turn 4 as they get side by side coming down the front stretch. We're gonna keep changing this off, and guys, this is what I was talking about. If you want to be part of this great racing, caution out here on lap 27. Not quite sure that had something to do with these back guys running. We also look like we've had a guy, looks like Frank Orsini has gone back to the garage. Not quite sure where that caution originated from, but we'll come back alive. Nick Lavelle gets caught up with the pace car going into turn 3. We'll talk with our leader here in just a moment once he gets done with his pit stops. Once these pit stops get done rather, on lap 28 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Guys, it has been a long week here, but we appreciate you tuning in. Leaders are ducking down pit road. Top 3 coming. And as a benefit to qualifying on pole, Nick Lavelle gets that number 1 pit stop. The 42 slides in. Doesn't look like he had too many issues after having problems last night. Let's see who gets the win off of pit road. Left side's on for the 3 machine. It looks like the 42 is going to beat everybody off of pit road. Pretty fast pit stop there. Don't know how he managed to do it, but Sheldon Atkins coming out P1. Let's talk to the man who come out of there. Top 5 all night, Sheldon. How's the car feel?
The car feels good. Just any more and quite what happened on the back straightaway, but next thing I knew there was cars spinning in front of me, so that was kind of irritating.
Sure, absolutely. You think you got something? You got a piece to stamp there at the lead?
I believe so. Just not too sure how the long run's gonna go for me. Nick seems like he's got a really fast car on that long run.
Yeah, we've been mentioning. We've been mentioning him a lot over the last couple nights, but just like just like you, we've talked. You've been back and forth in the back and the front. Looks like you're having a much cleaner race so far tonight. So keep that up.
Yeah, don't jinx me any. Hopefully the Forest will be with me for this one.
That's right.
But, these cars are loose. You gotta get down here, try one of these days, man. These things are crazy loose right now.
All right, Sheldon, we'll get you ready to go back green flag racing. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man. I'll try to keep getting into my pit box here.
Absolutely. As Sheldon alluded to last night, that's what it was one of his obstacles last night, is getting lined up in that pesky iRacing pit box, holding him up several times last night. Let's take a walk through the field as Jacob Walker is going to start P2. Another guy that's been no slouch over the last couple days. And then we got this gentleman, Mason Mangum, from involved in the caution early in the race to P3. This will be interesting to see how this turns out. And as our leader, Sheldon Atkins, was referred to in the 42 machine, the 3-car of Nicholas Lavelle, super fast the last 2 nights, and has led several laps tonight. Can he get back up there? I think this is where the race is going to be centered around him. That 11 machine of Tyler Zimmerman. This is where this restart is going to get wild. As the cars get 2 by 2 coming down the backstretch. 12 cars still running here as we get ready to go green, lap 32 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pace cars off. As that 42 machine brings them to the green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looks like a clean start. As George Garcia leads back just a little bit. Follow back on the high side as they come out of turn 2. 2 wide back from 5th on. Jacob Walker settling in there, P3. Another man on the move. Mason Mangum, Nick Lavelle right in his tracks. Gonna give him a run for his money on the inside coming out of turn 4. Steph Noel, also another leader from this race. Man, we've had a lot of lead changes tonight. All battling out for the top 3. Sheldon Atkins starts to pull away. 5/10 of a gap in front of the field. Sheldon was concerned about that car at a long run speed. Lap 2 or lap 3 here after the caution. Look at Seth way high in turn 4. I'm almost certain there was some wall contact there, but that has been his line. And that's how he managed to walk away from a 60-lap sprint win last night in these cars here at Charlotte. Our leader, Sheldon Atkins, is checked out now. 7/10 of a second lead here at Charlotte as this race for P2 and P3 looks like it's going to be hotly contested. George Garcia, Tyler Zimmerman back there fighting for P8. George looks like he struggles a little bit at restarts, but gets it rolling really good. Seth Noel falls back even further now to 8th place. Nicholas Lavelle now up to P2, but man, our leader has checked out on everybody. 8/10 of a second gap. Now heading into turn 3. Somebody we need to welcome to the top 5 for the last, top 5 for the first time in 2 nights, David Williams. And that 13 machine putting on a strong run here at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. After getting caught in an early race caution last evening. Come across the line there, David P4 right now. Right along with the 3 machine and Nicholas Lavelle. So he's working on catching our leader now, over a second gap there. Sheldon is... He was worried about that long run car. He's got it. Or even worried about that short term car, short run car. He does have that car. Let's see if he can maintain that. Nicholas Lavelle has been known to slow and steady win the race, if you know what I mean. Definitely put together a long, nice, steady, consistent long run. In and out of the throttle here as it gets out of turn 2. We got a strap, we got a spinner on the back. Who was involved in that? Was that... Man, Jacob Walker spun on the backstretch. No caution though, we're still in the green. Looks like he's gonna get it rolling. Not quite sure what happened there. See if we can take a look. Forgive that awful graphic, folks. Apologize about that. No, not quite sure what happened there. Actually, we're about to catch it as he comes down the turn 1, turn 2. The 11 car awfully close. Yeah, the 11 car looks like he got into the inside. The 72 machine of Jacob Walker. Still green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Nick Lavelle running down our leader a little bit, closing that gap into with a 7/10 of a second lead or gap between him and P1 of Sheldon Atkins. As the field starts to get separated up quite a bit here. Our leaders get ready to catch. I'm sorry, as our leaders get ready to get into turn 3 there. Not catch anybody because Sheldon is on a rail right now. He was worried about that long run car. 10 plus laps in here, he doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Even though it looks like Nicholas Lavelle really starting to reel him in a little bit. As I said earlier, Nicholas has got some really great long run speed. He can save his equipment if he gets the right caution. Closing that gap now within half a second of our leader in that 42 machine. Spinning the 72 car there, I believe that's who it was Tyler Zimmerman, working his way up to P5. George Garcia in P6 right now. Top 5 lap times, all within about a tenth of each other, as these tires start getting a little bit of wear on them. Let's ride on board with Ryan Worley. Currently P7 coming out of turn 4. And that number 1 machine. Let's take a lap around Charlotte Motor Speedway as we crank it up. And with that, after that crank it up, caution is out. Let's take a look and see what happened there. That got a next caution out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Not sure what happened there. Technical difficulties in the booth tonight, guys. Please forgive us. First season broadcast here of Team Fitz Gaming, partnering up with Tomorrow's Racing League to offer you a C- in live stream. We hope you'll stick around, see if we can improve a little bit. Leaders come down pit road, get four fresh tires. Sheldon misses pit box again, slid up a little too far. We all know that'll probably slow him up a little bit. Still struggling with that pit box is Nick Lavelle, securely in that P1 box. See if he's got a fast stop under his belt, see if he can get out of here with the lead. He sure will. Mason will give him a run. Then Ryan Worley, Tyler Zimmerman, and then there goes our leader in the pits, but he has certainly come out a little different there. Probably gonna still be in the top 5, but man, 42 machine is having some struggles on pit road. Let's take a talk. Let's see if we can get our new leader, Mason Mangum, on the line. For some reason, it doesn't look like our leader here is available to chat, and that's okay. These guys are sim athletes. Let's talk to Nick Lavelle, see if he's available for us. Whoa! Hey, Nick, sorry about that. Shot in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, bud?
All good. Yeah, I got you.
So it looks like you got another fast piece under you, Nick. What's going on?
Yeah, I think if I stay out there long enough under green, I can catch Sheldon or whoever's in front of me. It's just, you know, keeping it out of the wall. That's one of the hard parts.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, and I was telling our viewers tonight, you seem to have long run speed. Sheldon can blast it out there, but the longer we stay green, you reel them in.
Yeah, I figured out Charlotte. As much as I hate this place, I think I've kind of got a line going.
Looks like Mason's going to start on the inside of you there. Good luck with that.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bud. And that's the Nick Lavelle 3 machine. Going to start or come back to the green here. P2. We get ready to go green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Make sure you want to join this racing action. We know we'll talk about that right after the green flag here. Pace cars off, and we're back underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Lap number 51 of 125. Still 2x2 going down to turn 2. That 3 machine at 310. Nick passes out on the outside coming out of turn 4. Looks like he's going to complete the pass for the lead. Lap number 53. Sheldon Atkins looking to take advantage of Mason there on the inside, coming out of turn 2. As he completes that pass. It's right on board with Mason. Sheldon Atkins takes over P2. Tyler Zimmerman now on the inside. As they get rounded out down the backstretch. Oh, looks like Mason got into the wall just a little bit there, coming out of turn 2. Looks like it snuck up on him. Getting real tight on the 11 machine is Tyler Zimmerman. Tyler works on pulling away there, coming out of turn 4. Slicing and dicing, coming into turn 3. As Mason Mangum is falling back there to P5. Seth Noel, P4. Coming back after falling back earlier in the race. Nick Lavelle now setting sail on everybody. Now 0.8 of a second lap, or gap, on the whole field here. That long run car. That 3 machine. Oh, we got to spin. We got to spin Mason across the front stretch. Looks like everybody was able to dodge it as caution comes out on lap number 57. Doesn't look like anybody else was involved in that. As we go back to caution here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll take this opportunity. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. Here at Team Fitz Gaming, broadcasting tomorrow's Racing League 125 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So come back here, Team Fitz Gaming, broadcasting live Friday night 125 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The race number 2 of the B-Class cars here on tomorrow's Racing League. See if we can get an opportunity to talk to the guy sitting in P2. Seth Noel, you got a copy? From the broadcast booth, Seth, you got a copy? Looks like Seth a little too busy getting prepared to go back green flag racing. Let's talk to the man who brought out that last caution. Mason, broadcast booth, you got a copy? Oh. Mason, broadcast booth, you got a copy, bud?
I got you, brother. I got you, Tower.
Hey, so get ready to go back to green here in just a moment. What happened there?
Well, 33 backed down a lot more than I expected him to going into 3 and 4. And one of the things I talked about last broadcast, that draft, I mean, it's hard to get slowed up enough to stay off of him. And the last thing I wanted to do was hook him. Well, when I braked a little bit too much, my wheels locked up just a little bit more than I expected. And trying to get back in the gas and hold whatever position I had and saving it, I couldn't do it. I tried to keep it down in the tri-oval, and I came back up the track. And fortunately, I didn't catch anybody, but, you know, I guess it happens, and we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this race.
Yeah, it seems to be a product of that racing here this mile and a half at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looks like you're going to go green there, what, P8? So we see you drive back to the front once already tonight. Do you think you got it in you again?
That depends on if people don't check up too much. As long as I can get around and work my way up, I think I got a chance. But I don't know. I'm going to really have to work hard to get past Nicholas and Sheldon both. They really love to get that gap that we talked about last race. I mean, once you get that thing open, it's really hard to gain back down. So I'm hoping that I can catch him, but we'll see.
Absolutely. We'll let you in that 310 Chevy machine. Get ready to go back green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Tower.
Let's take a look at who's going to take green flag here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Lap 62 is the pace car. Looks like they are getting ready to duck off down pit road. There the pace car goes. Nicholas Lavelle leads them down side by side. Getting ready to go back green here. As everybody gets those motors wound up. Running through the gears. As Seth Noel, last night's winner of a 60-lap sprint here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, fighting it on the outside, hanging in there with Nicholas Lavelle and that 3 machine. And obviously no sleeper. Sheldon Atkins on his way back up to P3 after that pit road issue, getting real tight on the 3 machine coming out of turn 4. We're gonna have a 3-way battle for P1 tonight, right here on Team Fitz Gaming. Lap number 63 in the books, or lap coming up on lap 63. Sheldon now working the outside on the 3rd place, or the 2nd place machine. Nick Lavelle trying to make that high line work. Nick going up and closing the door. Not this time, 42. Now looking on the inside for P2. Coming out of turn 4. Little crossover fakey action there. That lap to that time by, Sheldon Atkins takes P2 position. Looks like he's going to close it out there into turn 1, coming out of turn 2. Top 5 now, single file. Tyler Zimmerman machine. Now taking a look under Nick Lavelle. Still looking. Don't know if he's going to be able to get that pass off here. Nick's been able to have a pretty steady long run car. I don't expect he'll fall back too much more before he starts giving right back up to the front. Let's take a look at our leader. And again, the man on a mission, trying to go 2 in a row here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Putting on a show for Seth Noel, P1. Doesn't look like he's going to get too far off of Sheldon there. Sheldon has shown really fast short run speed. See if he can turn that into long run success here. He tries to run down Seth Noel. A little bit further back, Jacob Walker now. Welcome back to the top 5. Ryan Worley, P6 right now, hanging in there. A pretty good run for Ryan tonight. If he keeps his legs under him in that 1 machine, has a chance to come out of here with a top 5. We spoke to him earlier. Mason Mangum. Really looking for that, looking for the race to go a little bit more caution-free, everybody, to take it easy on the brakes. We talked to him just a little while ago. John Long in that 4 machine now, P8. Let's go back to this front pack. These top 3 drivers. You can throw a sheet over all 3 here. Sheldon Atkins giving a look there on Seth Noel, going into turn 3 in that 33 machine. Sheldon last night came back to front several times. Still struggling up pit road a little bit again tonight, but has overcome his challenges so far. they can put together a strong race. You'd really have something for these guys. Consistent race, you'd have something for them. And as we said a few minutes ago, Nick Lavelle, he wasn't going to be out of that top 3 for long. Giving a little bit of pressure there to the 42 machine as they round out into turn 3. This top 3 guys, all within 2 tenths, 3 tenths of each other. The closest competitor, Tyler Zimmerman in that 11 machine, some 1.2 seconds back. These leaders are got a blistering pace. This top 3 crew right here. These will be the ones to watch. Let's ride on board with our leader. Continues to lead the way here. Seth Noel putting on a clinic to these guys right now. Lap number 73. We're halfway, or past halfway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. For the Tomorrow's Racing League Friday night 125 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. If you're interested in joining the league, joining in on the side-by-side action you're seeing here tonight, make sure you go to the iRacing League directory and do a search for Tomorrow's Racing League. And also make sure if you want to... Wow, looks like the 3 machine got a little out of shape there going down the backstretch. We also have a new leader there in Sheldon Atkins in that 42 machine, jumping out to a commanding lead. I wonder what happened there between those two guys. I wonder if that 3 machine and that 33 machine found a little bit of love. Got a car on the inside there. Going to rejoin the track. Ryan Brady coming back after being involved in a couple of cautions or a couple of wrecks tonight. 4 laps down. Currently P11. And your new leader, Sheldon Atkins, now pulling out to a quick commanding lead of a half a second or more from P2, Nicholas Lavelle. Oh, we got a wreck on the backstretch. John Long involved. Carter Knapp. Not quite sure what that was about. Getting tied up on the backstretch as caution is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Lap 77 of 125. Not quite sure what happened there. Looked like somebody was not paying too much of attention on the backstretch. That looked like it could have been avoided. As the field gets bunched up behind the pace car. Pit road is going to be quite busy as it's been about 15, 20 laps or so since the last pit stops. Right on board That 42 machine, Sheldon Atkins. See if he can nail that pit stop this time. Right up against that pit road speed here in this 1.5 mile track. Let's see what happens as he gets down here closer to his pit stall. Pulls it in, Will straight foot on the brake. Pretty good execution there. This will be a quick stop for Sheldon. He needed that after the last couple stops and trips down pit road there. And the 42 machine off pit road first. Looks like Seth Noel may have even beat the 3 car off. Waiting for our score to catch up here. Pretty sure Seth Noel beat that 03 car off a pit road there. We'll see what happens as the field cycles back around. Everybody gets bunched back up behind the pace car. Let's look at a guy pretty close to that incident there. See if we can get a chat with that driver. May have to make sure it's not rated R. David at the booth, you got a copy?
What did he say?
David, it's Sean in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, buddy. What happened that last? What happened on the backstretch there? Looks like some guys got tangled up behind you.
I have no idea. I'm just trying to ride in the back and keep my cool. Wait to the end of this thing. See if we can get up there.
Good deal. Well, we'll keep watching. I know you've been flirting around the top 5, so we know you got a piece to stay up there.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thanks, buddy.
What you're doing, man. You do a good job.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. David Williams, a 13 machine. Not Friday the 13th, but lucky number 5 on this May the 4th. I don't know why that had any relevance, but it didn't. It sounded good. But that's okay. So it looks like Seth Noel beat that 3 machine out on pit road. And that is going to be your top 3 as we get underway here. Just a few minutes, just over 80 laps complete, Charlotte Motor Speedway. And again, I want to welcome everybody watching at home, online, on your couch, in your bathtub, in your pool, wherever you decide to partake. We appreciate you watching. You're taking a look here at the Friday night 125 from Charlotte Motor Speedway and tomorrow's Racing League, right here on iRacing and Team Fitz Gaming. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter at Team Fitz Gaming, FITTS Gaming. For more content, more races, we want to thank tomorrow's Racing League for allowing us the opportunity to broadcast some of the most exciting racing you're going to see. Pace car makes itself underway there down pit road. Sheldon Atkins bringing us back to the green flag. Lap number 82. Pull it out pretty far there on Seth Noel. Able to get to the bottom in that preferred line coming out of turn 2. Nick Lavelle giving a run for the money. Now Seth Noel. Guys, you could make this a little bit easier on me, please? With all these names. And then 33 and 3 car. Again, Jacob Walker sneaking his way into the top 5. Currently P4. Nice run for Jacob and nice recovery after being pushed to the back several times here tonight. We We've rode along with this man a couple times. Ryan Worley. Still running pretty strong. Maintain that P6 position. Again, would not be surprised to see him in the top 5 before this night's over with. Let's go back to our leaders again. 1, 2, 3. All within about a 10th and a half or so. Wow, get pushed down to the inside. What happened to Seth Noel there? As Nicholas Lavelle gets shoved way down and way far to the back. He's gonna have some work to do if he wants to get caught back up with everybody. Jacob Walker now giving a little bit of a fight. So we got a smoker up here, looks like. His leaders are, oh no, David Williams. Tied up in some kind of action here. As he's smoking, coming down the backstretch. Trying to limp that car back to pit road as we stay green. Jacob Walker now giving a run on Sheldon Atkins for P1. Comes out of turn 2. Puts that car close to the wall, staying right in line with that 42 machine ahead of him. 1, 2 running identical lap times. That's 72 of Jacob Walker now. Taking a lane higher line out of turn or into turn 1 and 2 above 42, Sheldon Atkins. Now up to P3. Let's take a look at Mason Mangum. Back up here, running strong. Another guy we need to take a look at who fell back a little while ago, Seth Noel, now given a challenge for that P3 position. A lot of back to front to back to front, front to back to front racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Nick Lavelle also all the way back up into the top 5. That was pretty quick. He was not gone, but maybe 2 or 3 laps. Looking like he's using every line he can to make it around this 1.5 mile track faster than his competitors. Nick and Mason looking underneath Seth now for P3. And Nick again checks out low again. He just got shoved way down there. Looks like Mason came to the left a little bit maybe. Seth looks on the inside here. Even going below that white stripe. That's awful brave. Yeah, I think that lost him a little bit of pace. Probably got loose coming out of turn 4 there. A lot of rough and tumble racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we take a look at our leader, that 42 machine, Sheldon Atkins. He's just about checked out on the field, half a second a lap or gap back to P2, Jacob Walker, who's now looks like he is settled in for the long run. Coming up on lap 91, just 35 laps remaining here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We hope you've enjoyed the race so far. Lots of strong racing back here. P3, P4 as Nicholas Lavelle looks under Mason Mangum for P4. Must have for P3 there, and Seth Noel coming from behind again. Taking it on the inside of Mason Mangum into turn 1. Nick Lavelle's had that strong long run speed. Just not been able to turn it into hardly anything the last 2 nights. So we talked to him a little bit earlier. Not a fan of Charlotte Motor Speedway, but he's got it figured out as much as he doesn't like to think about. And boy, does he. As he is gone, he's led several laps tonight. He's gone all the way to the back. Just in this last green flag run, is all the way back up to P3 with Jacob and running down Jacob Walker. Another guy back up into the top 7, John Long in that Ford machine after being involved in a couple of those cautions and being a little bit further in the back. Still managed to keep the wheels under it, running P7. Sheldon Atkins now spreading that lead out over Jacob Walker. 1.3 seconds back to the leader. Let's ride along with Seth Noels. We're going to crank it up once again here at Team Fitz Gaming. Whoa, Seth Noel involved in a slide there coming out of turn 4. We were riding on board. Not quite sure what happened as he's got that car stopped at the end of pit road. He's going to get it rolling here. We stay green. Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's just going to add to the challenges that Seth Noel's face tonight. See if he can get it back up to the front. No caution out. Looks like the leader's actually going to catch up with him here. Put him a lap down. That'll be hard to overcome, even though there probably will be a late race caution. See if Seth can stay up to speed. Get back up here. Now, back to our crank it up. Seth Noel there. Hard charging, putting down fast laps, trying to get back to the front. Let's run on board Mason Mangum, that 310 machine. So we crank it up here at Team Fitz Gaming. We heard him really working that throttle, getting out of the corners, Mason Mangum. Having a solid night, still sitting in the top 5 in P4. Let's take back a look here at Jacob Walker, who's starting to work in that middle line through 1 and 2. But man, does he have work to do to catch this kid. Sheldon Atkins now putting on a blistering pace on the field. Almost 2.5 seconds back, or in front of second place. Seth Noel After that spin about 5 laps ago, he's trying to stay on the lead lap. As the 42 works to run him down and put him a lap down here. With just 23 laps to go at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're gonna take a quick break. And go commercial free once we get back. Here at Team Fitz Gaming.
One day of my life, let's color it outside the lines. So bright, brighter than the rainbow. One night that we live tonight, let's ride till we're out of sight. So far, so they never fade down our halo. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. One moon to inspire these lines, one love to ignite our hearts, one song we'll be singing out loud. Oh,
We come back here on Team Fitz Gaming and we're under caution. It's the 03 machine of Nicholas Lavelle. Not quite sure. Let's see if we can take a look. What happened there? Cause that that's not it. Let's see if we can find it here. Here we go. Oh, he just got loose coming off of turn 4. Ouch. That'll most likely end Nick Lavelle's night in the top 5. He had an impressive run going. And somebody who did not want to see that caution come out, Sheldon Atkins. Let's ride on board with our leader. See if he can put it in the pit box again. This has been his weakness here the last 2 nights. Finding that pit box. Brings it in. This is what it's going to take for Sheldon to win this race tonight, is hitting these pit stops. And hopefully, I'm sure he's hoping this anyway, that this will be one of those last pit stops that he'll have to see, based on the fact that he's got a long run car. Super long run car here, Sheldon Atkins. Let's see if we can get him on the radio one more time. See if he's available to chat with us. Sheldon from the booth here. It's Sean. You got a copy?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm good. So about that long run car, bud.
Yeah, she's there, isn't she?
Over a 2-second lead there right before that caution. I'm sure you were hating to see that come out.
Oh, you know it. Came over the radio directly after that, and first thing I said was, "It can never be as you can." But no, we got a good car. feels bad to see some of the people that were up here running with me get taken out there in the long run. I don't know if you managed to catch that slide on the apron, but that was scary.
Yeah. No, it looks like we've had a couple people go front to back here several times tonight. You've been the most consistent so far and been rewarded with that P1 position. You think you got what you need to take this thing to the end? What did you do there on that pit stop? Did you need adjustments or just 4 tires and fuel?
4 tires, splash of fuel. Had them look at the rear damage from when we got contact there with the 33, and they pulled that out a little bit, and I think we should be good to go for the rest of it. I'm just hoping we stay green. It seems like I have a better long run than a short run car.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right, bud. We got Mason and Jacob following in line behind you here, getting ready to go green in about 2 laps. Good luck to you, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again in victory lane.
Yeah, I'm hoping the force is with me on this one.
I think you already played that joke. Thanks, bud.
Don't matter. You take care, man.
Thanks. That 42 machine. Sheldon Atkins being pretty consistent tonight. Real quick, while we have the opportunity, let's welcome Ryan Worley to the top 5 as he's getting ready to go back green. Ryan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Hey, so after floating around 6 for a while, find yourself in P4, getting ready to go back green. You got a piece to stay in the top 5?
I'm hoping so. They're all trying to beat me because I'm the only Ford left in this field, but maybe this Ford engine get me up there.
Good deal, bud. Well, listen, keep it up. I know you got a lot of people watching tonight, so good luck to you here as we get ready to close out this race.
Yeah, hopefully we can go get ourselves top 5. Maybe we'll get that top 3 or win it.
There we go, bud. Thank you so much. Get ready to go green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. With just 15 laps to go, this 125 Friday night dash here, action-packed. It's been a wild race. As everybody gets 2x2 stacked up one more time, get ready to go green. Pace car ducks onto pit road. Sheldon Atkins bringing up to the green flag. Charlotte Motor Speedway, and they're underway. Sheldon out to a commanding lead, while Mason and Jacob Walker fight it out. Pretty tight here. Looks like Jacob got loose. Oh, we got a wreck and a spin on the backstretch. Keep it out of the wall. We're going to stay green. Jacob Walker, man, taken out after been running the top 5 for a while now. See if we can take a look and see what caused that caution as they get the green flag. Here's Charlotte Motor Speedway. Oh, he just got loose on the backstretch, tangled up with that lap traffic. Man, that's unfortunate for Jacob Wallace. Or Jacob Walker, rather. I apologize about that. As he makes his way to pit road, Sheldon Atkins putting the hurting on the leaders again, on the whole field again. But somebody who's been a sleeper working his way back through the field. Didn't see this coming after that spin about 2 laps ago. That 03 machine just never quits. He has been on a rail. And he's not done yet. Trailing behind our leader, Sheldon Atkins, by 0.4 of a second. If he come out of here P2, that'd be an incredible, a good victory for him without being P1. But if he gets up here and runs with Sheldon, I don't know. We could see something pretty exciting come out here. Lap 115 to 125 underway right now as the 03 takes the stripe. It's the field now. It looks like they have sorted themselves out. Another guy that we've been sleeping on a little bit here in the last 10 laps. Seth Noel back up to P3. Some of these guys can drive through a field, no issues, and that's awesome to see. Welcome to the top 5, John Long. Let's ride on board with him. So he gives this car a nice run for its money. We talked to him early in the race. Said he was worried about keeping the car clean, riding in the back and just bringing it home with 4 tires on it. And he's certainly done that, putting on an impressive showing here in P5. Sheldon Atkins still out front in that 42 machine. Nick Lavelle not letting him get away as fast this time. Sheldon, his last caution, before the last caution, had over a 2-second lead on the field. Nick Lavelle now 0.3 of a second behind him. Running a 10th faster that last lap there. Sheldon to 0.31 to Nicholas's 0.28. Does he have what it takes to close out a sweep, a 2-night sweep here at Charlotte Motor Speedway? I'm sorry, not a 2-night sweep. Seth Noel won our race last night. He still has an opportunity as he's over here in P3 right now. He could surprise everybody with some lap 5 to go and come out of nowhere and win this race like he did last night. So we cannot count him out yet. Nick Lavelle now still trying to reel in the leader. Let's ride on board as he gets real close to Sheldon Atkins in that 42 machine as they come across the stripe. 5 laps to go here. I'm sorry, 6 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Another strong run, getting the 42 loose. Side-by-side action here for the lead. Nick Lavelle now working on the inside of the 42 as they come across the stripe. There's what we were looking for. 5 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This has been a pretty long race for these guys, over just an hour, and they have been running hard the entire time. The 03 gets a little loose as he catches that draft coming out of turn 2. Mason Mangum was talking to us about that earlier. Just got a little loose, car wiggled. Sheldon was able to pull away with a 2/10 of a lead coming out of turn 4. 4 laps to go here. That 03 machine continues to run down at 42. Mason Mangum giving a run to Seth Noel in that 3rd place position. Looks like he's going to try to take him on the outside here as they're side by side going down the backstretch. I think Mason's going to pull off that pass going into turn 3. On that high side, it looks like these drivers finally got that preferred high side line figured out. Seth trying to make a comeback on the inside as they come into the tri-oval. Looks like he's going to complete that pass. 3 laps to go. Sheldon Atkins putting it together here, trying to close this race out, coming from a 2-second lead before that last caution to all of a sudden now fighting with Nick Lavelle. Hot on his heels after that 03 machine spun earlier, man. This is an incredible recovery for that 3 machine. 42's in the grass. And in the tri-oval, oh no, he's gonna collect everybody if he's not careful. There we go, caution is out. That's gonna end it. Nick Lavelle putting it on the high side. Let's take a look and see what happened. The Sheldon, I don't know if he just got too loose coming off of that turn. What happened? Let's take a look. Oh, we're going to miss it right there. Yeah, we'll catch it here. We watch this replay. They come out of 2. We're going to watch this last lap, see what happened. Obviously, we're under caution. Not going to miss a whole lot of that live action. Let's see what happens to that 42 machine. He just had too much will, and it got loose off of turn 4. Put it in the grass. Spun at the cost of tri-oval, man. What a bad way to end that night. We have your winner, though. To come across the line, take his first win of the weekend, Nick Lavelle. Congratulations, Nick. And that 03 car, as I'm sure he's saying, winner, winner, chicken dinner. See if we can get an opportunity to talk to the winner here real quick. Nick and Sean in the broadcast booth, bud. Man, what a comeback.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought I was done after I slammed into the wall.
I was telling the audience the exact same thing. You know, that was going to end your night. You know, you had put on a commanding lead early in the race. You led yesterday, and then all of a sudden, I don't know where you came from.
I don't either. I don't think I can replicate that run.
So, are you officially in love with Charlotte Motor Speedway at this point?
I am not. I still don't like it here. I wish they would tear it down and fill it in with a water park or something. This place is terrible.
All right, bud. Well, give us the best burnout we've seen in a hot minute, and congratulations.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you, sir. Nick Lavelle going to burn him down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, bringing home the win after spinning 30 laps ago. What an impressive, impressive run for that man. Got it up against the wall. Gonna blow it up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, that's gonna conclude it tonight, guys. Stay tuned tomorrow night as we bring the car tomorrow to you right here at Team Fitz Gaming. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter at Team Fitz Gaming, FITTS Gaming. Like, subscribe, comment on the YouTube channel, leave us the thumbs up if you like the content. We're gonna end the night right here. Congratulations, Nick Lavelle, and all of our racers of tomorrow's Racing League for putting on a phenomenal show right here on Team Fitz Gaming. We'll see you later.
Better, 'cause when you're not around, everything feels wrong.